Gymnasium here in San Miguel, Manila. As we bring you the continuation of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL G-League inaugural season. It's the first game of today's triple header featuring the 21 under of Health Forum, Manila City Bowlers, and Quezon City 828 Alpha Giants. We are live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And now, let us meet the starters, beginning with the Health Forum Manila City Bowlers. Guard number 8, Enrison Nash. Also guard number 55, Stephen Villanas. At forward number 77, Amiel Atienza. Also forward number 13, Sean Luwalhati. Playing center number 2, Tardy Botense. Head coach of Health Forum Manila City Bowlers, JB Martinez. Assisted by Arthur Almazan, Owie Lariscaid, Albertazar. Team manager, Doc Atsoy Arboleda, Gio Kaunka. And now, let us meet the starters from your Quezon City 828 Alpha Giants. Guard number 18, Rance Muyuela. Also guard number 13, Zerdi Golas. At forward number 15, Matt Hukom. Also forward number 12, Marcin Pineda. Playing center number 99, Edson Serrano. Head coach of Quezon City 828 Alpha Giants, Kim Cinco. Assisted by Mike Calomot. Team manager, Juan D. Muyuela. Our games officials for today's match, Crew Chief Tom Mendoza. Umpire 1, Dino Perez. Umpire 2, Ronaldo Badango. Our executive director, Mr. J.R. Navarro. Our junior MPBL G-League Commissioner, Mr. Kate Picasso. Once again, this is your Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL G-League, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Pleasant afternoon sa inyong lahat. About to tip off for game number 1 of a triple header on this Friday. Jaime Mendera kasama Coach Noy Africa. Bring your reaction mula sa Tanduay Gymnasium here in Manila for our continuing coverage of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. It would be Quezon City Alpha Giants going up against the Manila City Bowlers. First possession, mapupunta dito sa Quezon City. They will be beginning this ball game with Pineda, Muyuela, Hukom, and Serrano. Para naman dito sa Manila City Bowlers, we will have Potente, Nash, Luwalhati, Villanes, and Atienza for our Doride team starters. First points of the ball game, courtesy of Matthew Hukom, one of the new players dito para sa Quezon City Alpha Giants.
That's right, and for Quezon City, they will be coming off a loss against the Batang San Juan Knights, go for gold 67-59, and that was a game that could have been winnable for them. They were in contention for about 3 quarters, but eventually lost steam and lost that game against San Juan.
We did cover that ball game just last Friday as Nash hitting the first 3-pointer here para sa Manila. And speaking of previous ball games, naka-DC sa East itong Manila in their previous assignment, although coming up short against Marikina.
Of course, in that game, they lost in double overtime, 97-91. Manila currently 1-5. They lost their last 3 games after picking up their first win over Mandaluyong. So this team really looking for another win to maybe able to build some momentum going into the playoff.
So Luwalhati makes it back-to-back 3-pointers. Manila takes this 3-point advantage, 6-3, under 9 minutes left. You did mention 3-game losing streak nga itong Manila City Bowlers, Noy, and they would want to end this elimination round on a winning note. And that momentum that you pointed out could be something that they could build on heading into our playoffs, because they would likely be facing a higher seed.
And again, of course, in the playoffs, it will be all teams pretty much will qualify for the playoffs 1 versus 8. So if you're an 8-seeded team and you're gonna have to go up against San Juan, currently lodged at first place, medyo mahirap yun. And you can see Manila, true to their identity, have already taken 3 attempts from the 3-point area. Did attempt 49 times against Marikina.
Foul underneath. Could be a call against Potente. Take another look at that execution from the Alpha Giants. Height advantage clearly on the side ng Quezon City dito, Noy, and that's kind of a different story from the previous game where they faced San Juan. So that's something that they might want to take advantage of against Manila.
Actually, ito nga ang Manila in their last game, they were out-rebounded by Marikina 72-54. So that's another thing that Manila will need to figure out. Where do they get those rebounds? The more rebounds you get, the more possessions that you will have in a game.
And got the fourth three-pointer para sa Manila, but off para kay Luwalhati. Baseline jumper. Atienza will get the bounce.
Right now for Quezon City, it's no secret that Manila will be gunning from the outside. So the perimeter defenders need to locate the shooters.
Serrano will be called for steps as Manila now up by 5, 8-3. 7:20 still remaining dito sa ating first quarter. Of course, both these teams, especially itong Quezon City, would look to bounce back dun sa pagkatalo nga sa San Juan and try to still hold on to one of the top 4 spots. Maybe a more favorable matchup heading into our playoffs. As another three-pointer, courtesy of Luwalhati, his second of the ball game. As Manila now up by 8, 11-3.
That was a step away from the three-point area. Coaches before, yung instructions is to just step on the three-point line to not allow those shooters to get those shots off. Pero with the way players are shooting right now, they shoot from pretty much anywhere on the floor. So you need to extend everything, just a different way the game is being played right now.
We are watching 21 and under kids. So that range indeed gets extended. And with the introduction of the 4-point line, maybe in mind na rin ng mga players trying to develop that shot. Nice move, everything but the bucket para kay Serrano. But a cleanup job. Gagana para kay Hukom.
Sabi mo nga kanina, 21 and under kids. We can call them kids dahil ang taas ng vantage point natin. Pero if we're sitting at the floor level, di na natin masasabi.
And ang masaklap dun, no, yung pag nilapitan ka ng bata, ang tawag pa rin sa'yo, kuya.
Or may po.
May po. Yeah. Turnover para sa City Ballers. Opportunity to trim this lead down for the Alpha Giants. Down by 6. 5:45 remaining in our first canto. Mayuela against Nash. Up to go to the post. This is Serrano. Trying to muscle his way inside. Gets the foul and the bucket. Edson Serrano, one of the players that was shared to us by our courtside reporter, Rinoa Sanchez, as we take a look at this move brought to us by Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready. One of 3 players that will be making their debut para sa Alpha Giants and dito sa ating Junior MPBL D-League. So far, making a good account of himself.
That is a scoring option that will be a welcome development for Quezon City. They did not really have a post-up option, especially in that game against San Juan. So let's see how much that will improve the offense and provide some balance in the offense of Quezon City.
Great read there from Pineda, disrupting the passing lane. City Ballers will keep it with still 13 seconds on their shot clock. Despi checking in para sa Quezon City. First man off the bench. Nice steal there from Hukom. Mayuela leading the break. Goes to the Tumalim. Nice dribble inside and gets another 2 para sa Quezon City. Almost another turnover para sa Manila. Great save there from Nash. Goes baseline, drops it off. Valenzuela gets it back but blocked by Serrano. Takbo naman tayo sa kabila. Pass intended for the Tumalim. Deflected by Atienza.
And very important for Quezon City for Franz Mayuela to be able to run the offense. He has been, a picture of patience and just, I believe, a little more improvement on the maturity side of things, better decision making. But so far, he has been very impressive, even in the first season of the junior MPBL, playing for Quezon City also in the 18 and under division.
Kita mo naman yung maturity nga talaga, yung tiwala na binibigay sa kanya dito ng Quezon City, that even in their 21 and under team, niline up pa rin itong si Rance. Taking it all the way on the other side. First bucket para kay Stephen Villanes.
Manila really plays like, they're the smaller team because they're trying to quicken the pace, trying to attack before that defense sets up. See there, an easy layup for Manila.
Walhati against Muyuela. Turn around, tough shot. Gets the bucket as well, despite the tough defense coming from Muyuela.
Not really the easiest of shots, but able to use the backboard.
Move brought to us by Pound for Pound Fitness once again. B Liga ready. Luwalhati so far in this ball game, already 8.
Started the game with 2 threes, and showing that he can also put the ball on the floor and get his points inside.
Couple of 3-pointers and a 3-point play to boot. Must be the band-aid dun sa kanyang upper left eye.
So 9 points all on threes.
Natumalim short stab. Cuts the lead down to 3, 16 to 13.
One of the more consistent performers for Coach Kim Cinco. Datumalim averaging 7 points and 7 rebounds per game.
Another 3 from Luwalhati. Uses the glass once again. Sasabihin ko pa lang sana na the earlier 3-pointer where he used the glass wasn't intended, but he's now convincing me otherwise.
Already with 12 points in the game, 3 threes and 1 3-point play conversion.
On the other side, answering with the athletic layup was Hukom. Another player nga na bago dito sa Alpha Giants. So far, Serrano and Hukom proving their worth.
And you like to see the teams here continue to reinforce their lineups middle of the elimination phase. So, by the time the playoffs comes around, parang full force na yung lineups ng mga teams.
Nash with a wayward shot as the shot clock was winding down. Great defense there coming from Dylan Despi. And this is one player talking about Quezon City, Dylan Despi, Coach Noy, was one of the primary gunners heading into that matchup against San Juan. Not his best outing, so I'm pretty sure gusto makabawi nito ni Dylan in this particular matchup.
He is one of the stabilizing forces for this Quezon City squad. He comes off the bench, he pretty much does everything pretty well. One of those kinds of role players that you need in your team. And also this guy, Joshua De Leon, already in the game, finished that game against San Juan with 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals.
He was that guy that kept Quezon City in it. Bago nga bumitaw ng tuluyan yung Quezon City in that game, as we see Villanes attacking the basket strong, awarded with 2 free throws. Another look at that move. That moment of hesitation, able to fish for that foul against Keon Santos.
Right now, Quezon City seems to have a little bit of difficulty adjusting to the speed at which Manila is playing this game so far. And of course, those 3-point shots have really opened up the floor, especially those threes coming from Luwalhati.
2 of 2 para kay Villanes. Also has 4 in this ball game. Kasi Luwalhati will take a seat para sa Manila. Despi calling it out para sa Alpha Giants. A minute and 45 remaining here in the first. Trying to pull the chair. That instance was Hernandez, but instead a foul will be called against him.
And that is an art that is really hard to master. When do you actually pull the chair? But Datumalim never lost his balance, and the referee is pretty much calling that foul for pretty much embellishing the bump coming from Datumalim.
And that foul will put Manila at the limit. as the Tumalim misses on the first. QC still down by 6, 21-15 after tying this ball game at 11. 0 out of 2 para kay Tumalim. Serrano, trap. Able to release it to Matias. Nice fake. As a foul will be called against Quezon City. Valenzuela headed to the line for 2 free throws. Great patience here para sa City Ballers, Coach Noy.
The way that Serrano was able to relieve himself of that double team pressure allowed Hernandez to actually find Valenzuela inside. So again, that's really the risk whenever you put pressure on the ball, when you double team someone. That means someone's going to be open, and it's really just a matter of getting that ball out of your hands.
Charity split para kay Valenzuela, and full court pressure being applied here by the City Ballers.
That's something that actually both teams are employing here early in the first.
An eagle pick. Whistled against John Patino.
And currently it's Manila ahead 21-15.
De Leon shadowing Yaya. Now Matias. Dips it. Oh! Couldn't hit. Rebound battle. Will go out of bounds. Ball will stay with Manila.
In that play, Matias seemed to have been caught in between trying to pass to a teammate and actually shooting that basketball.
Only 45 seconds remaining sa ating first quarter. Shot clock is down to 6. Serrano escapes.
Probably Serrano rin nagulat on the gather, seeing that lane wide open for himself.
Of course, Cal Serrano, one of the more consistent performers as well para dito naman sa City Ballers.
He is averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and about 2 steals per game.
Great aggressive move there coming from Despi, knowing that Manila is already in penalty. Like the build of this kid, itong si Dylan Despi, Coach Noy, and able to show us that he can take his man off the dribble.
And also what I like about this game is his willingness to play defense, and he has the build to actually be an excellent perimeter lockdown. He has the speed, he has the body too, to be able to play physical defense in the perimeter.
Hitting both to cut the lead down to 7, 24-17. Less than a second game clock and shot clock difference as Matias pulls up for 3. That's short, trying to track down his own miss. Gets a rebound. They look to reset for the last shot. Serrano. They swing it to the corner. Matias, move against baseline, throws it away. Despi, still a second to shoot, throws it up. Almost. Beating the buzzer as the Alpha Giants down by 7, 24-17 at the end of our first quarter. Look at some highlights. Serrano to establish his inside presence para dito sa Quezon City, para naman dito sa Manila. A couple of bank shots, 3 3-pointers para kay Luwalhati, all in the first quarter, along with a 3-point play. Leading the way, already has 12 para kay Luwalhati as Manila is up by 7 at the end of 10 minutes.
Ian Quahaw, along with 3 other players, will not be playing anymore for the Quezon City 8-8 Alpha Giants throughout the season because of their prior commitments in their school's basketball team. Pero papalitan naman sila ng new faces na sila Edson Serrano, Matt Hucom at Migs Pascual. At dahil nga sa changes na ito ay nag-implement ng everyday training si Coach Kim Cinco para ma-familiarize ang team with their plays and system. Jaime, Coach Noy?
I think that was Rinoa Sanchez with that report para sa Quezon City. And you did say that reinforcements very much welcome at this, I would say, early part of the season pa rin dahil we're still approaching the playoffs para dito sa parehong koponan. So certainly that floor time very much needed for the players to be accustomed to a Coach Kim's system.
Actually, for Quezon City, you can make the case that they actually retooled instead of reinforce their team because Ian Quahao is their leading scorer. He's averaging 18.6 rebounds per game. So when you lose a potent scorer like that, sometimes teams will need to, try to change also the foundation of the way the team plays. And I believe that Serrano will be one of the focal points of the offense, especially since he's able to facilitate the offense from the inside out.
Would have loved to see in Gulapa versus Serrano matchup,
yeah.
no? Kung available na sana si Edson Serrano just last week.
And if you remember, last week it was actually Pineda who was trying to operate in the post. Just imagine if that was Serrano. That would have been a better matchup for guys like Gulapa and Eligado.
First free throw for Matias. Rattles out. The pressure from Manila really pouring it on against the Alpha Giants.
And their offense has really just been humming, especially because they heated up very early from the three-point area. 4 out of 7 3 coming from Luwalhati, and that really just opened up the floor for them.
They go to the block once again. Serrano. Natumalim. Knocks down the J.
And having not having Ian Quahao with the team any longer will give opportunities to the other guys to find their offensive contributions for the team.
This is Serrano. Now Yaya, kick out. Will stay with Manila. Only 8 seconds left on their shot clock. Still up by 8. Shot clock is down to 4. Three-pointer is way off para kay Abratike.
Offense went nowhere that time for Manila.
Long 2. That's too strong for Despi. De Leon able to track it down. Go inside as a foul will be whistled against Matias. And 2 free throws coming up para kay Hukom.
Actually, technically, this is a home game for Manila. We're right in the heart of Manila playing in the Tanduay gym. And this is my first time actually to be in this venue. Very impressive.
Home court din ni Philip since this is Tanduay Gymnasium. Ang ating floor director.
Hindi naman siguro part owner, no? Part owner, baka stockholder.
Baka.
Diba?
Won't be surprised. Naman si Philip, low-key lang. It's 27 to 20. Lead down to 7. Approaching the 8-minute mark sa ating first half. Serrano calls it out. Goes to Matias. To the middle. His pass, unable to be contained by Hernandez as they turn it over. Soto. High up. That was disrupted by Serrano. Good intention.
Actually, despite the hot shooting of Manila to start the game, Quezon City pretty much still in the ball game, only down by 6.
Ecom in the ball game now para sa City Ballers. Replacing Matias. Quezon City will reset on this baseline inbound. Still 17 to work with. As QC will call for our first timeout, brought of course to us by Nature's Spring, the #1 bottled water in the Philippines. 7:31 left here sa ating second. 27 to 21. Anim pa rin ang bante dito ng Manila. As a baseline inbound para sa Quezon City. Let's see what they drew up after this timeout. Another pass deflected. So active hands para sa Manila. Go to the tumalim in the corner. So wide open Hukong for three. It's off to the left. Rebounded by Manila.
The time that play was set up for one of the new players for Quezon City. Was unable to knock it down from deep.
Great feed inside, but blocked once again by Serrano. Make that block number 2, although they turn it over immediately. Trying to attack Serrano, make that 3 blocks now. Kick out. 3 ball. Too strong or not, will get the bounce. Is Hugo Soto for his first points of the ball game.
Speaking too soon, Jaime, but a quick catch and shoot opportunity goes in for Soto.
No hesitation. Took the lead down to 3. Almost a steal for De Leon. Hernandez nilipad. Gonna finish off the glass. Board Serrano.
And here in the second quarter, Serrano just made that paint his office.
Speaking of making the paint his office, Matthew Hukom scores on another one. 9 now, leading all the scorers para sa Alpha Giants. Lead down to 1 as Manila would like to talk it over. Take another look at that move from Hukom. Despite the contact, able to finish. It's 27 to 26 now. Manila now just up by 1.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Just 6:20 remaining sa ating second quarter. Manila calling for that timeout. Brought to us by Nature Spring, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos.
Well, they've been outscored by Quezon City 9-3 here in the second quarter.
Better execution there for the City Ballers as they are able to find Chris Senas. He's headed to the line for a couple.
Well, with the way Luwalhati was shooting the ball in the first quarter, not having him here in the second quarter, Manila needs to find another option for them as you can't always just rely on one guy getting hot from the outside. When he starts to cool down, it's going to be difficult to find your rhythm.
1 of 2 para kay Senas. Breaking that 9-0 run by Quezon City. Muyuela able to release it. This is Makatangay. Nice find to Serrano. Able to fish for that foul. 2 more free throws coming up para kay Edson.
Some teams actually like to be going up against full court pressure because what you do there, you try to make the other team pay, and you see there Serrano getting that ball down deep, earns a trip to the free throw line as that lead is down to just 2 points now.
Opportunity to tie this ball game from the stripe, but the first free throw a tad too strong para kay Serrano. Already 4 rebounds to his name and 3 blocks as well. Using the board on that second to cut the lead down to 1 once more. This is Hikom. Long 2-pointer, Hernandez. No good. As a loose ball foul will be whistled here against the City Ballers, and that will be the 3rd team foul para sa Manila as we head over back to Renoa for a report. Renoa?
Kapansin-pansin ang malaking cross sa kanang balikat ni Harrison Nash ng Manila Health Forum with Doc Atoy dahil nagsisimbolo daw ito na lagi niyang kasama ang Diyos sa lahat ng hamon sa kanyang laro at sa buhay. At speaking of hamon, malaking challenge na wala siyang tulog at pahinga dahil sinugod sa ospital ang kanyang girlfriend kagabi pero okay na raw ito at kasalukuyan ay nanonood sa kanyang game ngayon. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you once again, Renoa, with that report. So Nash playing inspired basketball, I would say, right? And despite having lack of sleep, which we're very much familiar with.
Oh, yeah. And get well soon to the girlfriend. Come to think of it, dapat pala may mga tattoo rin tayo ng mga asawa natin. Dahil kasama natin sila kahit saan.
Mahirap dyan pag ginawa ko yun. Baka mawalan pa ako. Quezon City now in the lead, 29-28. So after that 3-0 blast to begin the second quarter, itong Quezon City has been able to climb their way back. Still 14 to work with para sa City Ballers. This is Nash. Now Atienza. Just 4 to shoot. Vidanes. Got it off in time. Nash offensive rebound. Pull up from the baseline, knocks it down.
I like how some of the players, whenever we start talking about them in the panel, biglang magpo-produce on the floor.
That will help in the recovery ng kanyang girlfriend. That basket certainly will put a smile on her face. It's Manila up by 1 once again. This is Nash with the board. Approaching the 4-minute mark, Luwalhati for another 3. That time, off to the left.
So let's see kung anong epekto nung minutes that he had to sit on the bench if he can continue to stay hot.
Continuing to stay hot is Hukom, now in double digits with 11.
And could be the able replacement of an Ian Quahao, first player in double digits for Quezon City.
Quezon City back with the lead. There's 7 seconds now para sa Manila. Nash with a pull-up. Too strong. Serrano. Rebound and will lead the break. Nice find. Easy 2. That was Pineda with a bucket. His first 2 of the ball game to stretch the lead to 3 now, 33-30.
Right now it's Quezon City getting comfortable, pushing that ball, getting some easy basket.
Not gonna go for Manila. Looking to run once again. Moyuelo with a 2-on-1. Excellent find to Makatangay. And the foul gonna be called against Nash.
Right now it's Quezon City getting out on the break. This time Moyuelo with a find.
Ballers now at the limit after committing that foul. 2:56 still remaining sa ating second quarter. Will complete the three-point play is Makatangay. The lead has ballooned to 6. City Ballers will call for another timeout brought to us by Nature Spring, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos. Still here in the Tanduay Gym in Manila for game number 1 of a triple header on this Friday. Para sa ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League, Jaime Mendihar, kasama pa rin Coach Noy Africa alongside Rinoa Sanchez. Bring you reaction. It's just the first of 3 games nga. Later on, we still have Marikina going up against Rizal. And we'll end our evening with Pasig kontra Palawan. So far in this ball game, Quezon City able to erase an early deficit. Now up by 6, 36-30.
Really a story of 2 quarters so far. Manila started out like a house on fire, 24-17 in that first quarter. But right now it's Quezon City with a 13-point turnaround, 19-6 so far in the second quarter. And we still have 2 and 30 remaining.
Ash, Dipsy-do, almost getting that bucket. Takbo na naman dito ang Alpha Giants. Despi. Serrano, Tukwe. Too strong. Handoff. Luwalhati, open for 3. Masyadong malakas. Takbo tayo ulit sa kabila. Despi. They slow it down for the Alpha Giants. Goes to the corner, Muyuela. He will knock it down.
Well, this is one of those point guards that knows the balance between looking for his own shot and setting up his teammates. As Muyuela now with 5 points to go with 3 assists.
Biggest lead now para sa Quezon City at 9, 39-30. Another 3 para sa Manila. Lamig dito yung shooting ng City Ballers.
After making 4 out of their first 6 attempts, they've actually missed their last 6 attempts from the 3-point area. So, you know, when you're very reliant on your 3-point shot, eventually things cool down. The law of averages catches up to you. So what do you do then when those shots begin to just miss?
And you did point out earlier nga, Coach Noy, that Manila doesn't necessarily have that player that they can pound it inside to be able to create. This is Nash. Shadowed by Despi. Just 7 to shoot. Hand off Vidanes. Goes to the middle. Attacks the defense. Missing on the scoop.
Very confident to play man-to-man is Quezon City, especially since they have guys like the Tumalim. Earlier it was Serrano manning the paint as the last line of defense as the Tumalim throws the ball away.
Trying to read yung kung saan siya pwedeng pumasa eh. But lost the handle. Nash for 3. Still no goal para sa Manila. Potente short. As a loose ball foul will be called against Pineda, trying to block out. Nash trying to secure that offensive rebound.
Parang hirap paniwalaan na kulang sa tulog itong si Henderson Nash with the energy that he has been bringing to the floor for Manila.
For Pineda, that will be 3 now. Nash so far 6 points after that conversion to go with 3 rebounds. Minsan kahit wala ka talagang tulog, if that's you really have something to play for, hitting on both charities, iba rin yung gana na pwedeng dalhin yan sa'yo sa laro.
You know, sometimes all it takes is additional motivation, but for these young kids, you know, basketball is enough motivation by itself.
Lead at 7, 39-32. Despi for 3. Overshoots. Last shot time para sa Manila. Trying to end this half on a positive note after being up at the end of the first quarter by 9 and now trailing. Just 5 seconds now. Luwalhati pa rin. Matutuklaw nila Tumalim. Try to anticipate that pull-up, but a bit too over-eager.
A little too aggressive on the closeout as the normal shooting form ni Luwalhati. Talagang he goes forward. So even if the Tumalim actually gave him space, he was still within the cylinder of Luwalhati.
This would be 3 free throws para kay Luwalhati.
And remember, he has scored in 3s so far. 3 threes. A 3-point play. Let's see if he can make 3 free throws this time.
Second free throw on the way. 2 out of 2. No jinx just yet.
I'm trying not to talk anymore.
So 2.6. Make or miss para sa Quezon City. Try and execute before the half ends. That third free throw will be short. It's the second left. Moyuela heave. Three-pointer will miss. Nevertheless, Quezon City, after trailing by as much as 9 in the first period, able to dominate this second quarter 22-7, limiting the scoring of the City Ballers while creating 22 points of their own as they will enjoy a 5-point lead, 39-34, heading to our second half.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL
would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, pound for pound fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes,
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL
would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, pound for pound fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes,
around in the second quarter, a 12-point turnaround, 22-10 for them after being down by 7, as you said, at the end of the first quarter. And I believe it was really just them settling down, especially on the defensive end, being more aggressive, closing out on the shooters. And Walhati again for Manila, he exploded for 3 threes in that first quarter. And they just continued to close out and played better defense and offensively tried to also engage Manila in the running game, getting some easy baskets, not necessarily scoring only 2 fast break points so far for them, but they've had some opportunities in transition. As you can see, 57% from the field for Quezon City in the first half. Itong Manila City Ballers started this game shooting 60+% in that first quarter. Right now at 33%, and they've missed their last 7 shots from the 3-point area, and that has been a problem for them. Rebounding going the way of Quezon City, especially with Serrano controlling the boards, and that has allowed them to limit the possessions for Manila. And also the turnovers, something that Quezon City needs to work on, as they already have 8 turnovers, which has translated into 11 points of turnovers for Manila.
That's really where we see Manila shine whenever they are able to force those turnovers para dito sa Quezon City. Was that the pace that they wish to execute yung kanilang offense is the faster one, given that size-wise, they may have that disadvantage. Pero as we saw in that first quarter where they were able to build on that 7-point lead and led by as much as 10, that shooting would really be the premium here para sa Manila to have a chance to, in this particular matchup.
And those are actually the things that Quezon City took away in the second quarter. They were able to close out better against the shooters of Manila, and in transition they were very quick to get back and not allow Manila some easy baskets. So even if Manila tries to force tempo, if the defenders are already there, they're being forced now to execute in the half court.
Third quarter starts. Quezon City will get first crack. This is the Tumalim turnaround. Will be clipped. 2 free throws para kay Datumalim off that foul from Atienza.
I think this is one of the players who will really benefit from having Edson Serrano now playing for Quezon City. Datumalim now can freelance on offense, and very interesting how he does the step back on his free throws and he misses on the first.
He did call out in that first quarter that Serrano can be kind of where they facilitate the offense, and then it's coming from inside, right? Whenever they dump that ball on the post.
As you saw on that play, putting Serrano in the post, saw the cutter in the Tumalim, and very unselfishly gives up the basketball.
Swing it. One. Great recovery there coming from Hukom. Able to come up with that block. Just 8 seconds to shoot here para sa Manila. Alam mo, bukas na si Vidanes eh. The long 2-pointer will fall para sa Manila. That's Atienza. Getting the first points of Manila here in the second half.
Manila will not hesitate to shoot the long ball. Just a matter of Quezon City being aware of where the shooters are.
Extra pass. The Tumalim this time will penetrate. Work on the scoop. Manila will run. Luwalhati. Short stab. Able to convert. Was Potente off the feed from Luwalhati.
And again, the early offense working for Manila. Getting a good look inside.
Lead down to 1 now. 39-38. Hukom. Nice fake. Step back for 3. Will he knock it down?
Let's see which team will take over the third quarter. Manila owned the first. Quezon City the second.
Hati, after hitting 3 3-pointers in the first, has gone cold. Tumalim battling his way inside.
Walhati will be warned for picking a foul.
Couldn't blame him though. Tumalim nakabuelo na, sumasalubong dito sa depensa ni Luwalhati.
seeing that Tumalim actually operate more from the outside as an unsportsmanlike foul will be called.
That might be coming off yung frustration niya nga after trying to draw that foul against the Tumalim in the previous play. So it was Luwalhati and Goles figuring in that skirmish.
That for sure will be an unsportsmanlike foul. It's really just the gravity of the penalty that will be reviewed here.
That's quite a blow para dito sa Manila regardless of the decision. Dahil Luwalhati is kind of the only player that has been not, I wouldn't say consistent, but has been producing here para sa Manila despite being off beginning the second quarter.
Well, I don't know if there was a pun intended in that observation, but that was really quite a blow coming from Luwalhati. I did see a swing towards the midsection. I believe that was on Goles. See right there.
So it was an unsportsmanlike foul signaled. Pero ang tanong na nga lang, as you pointed out, would it be 1 or 2? And that is indeed confirmed. Sean Luwalhati will be out of this ball game dahil closed fist.
And it was a swing with an intention to hurt. Well, that's something that players will need to learn here in the junior MPBL. You're not going to get away with a lot of things because, of course, we've got the live stream and a very capable production unit running the live stream. You're not going to get away with those things.
So that will be it for the Friday of Luwalhati. And nakakapanghinayang din because Manila has been trying to climb back from this deficit. And in the absence of another shooter in Sean Luwalhati, kailangan humanap na naman ng ibang sandata itong City Bowlers.
He was the driving force in that strong first quarter for Manila. Now, who will be the one to step up for Manila?
Goles though missing on those 2 free throws from that unsportsmanlike foul nga called against Sean Luwalhati. So 7:46 to play sa ating third period. They go to the block. Serrano, nice give and go. As Goles more than making up for those 2 free throw misses.
Extends the lead for Quezon City to 5 points.
Trying to shadow Nash, but that time he will be called for a personal.
Goles has figured prominently in the last 3 plays. Getting an unsportsmanlike foul, missing 2 free throws, but converting on a layup, and right now being called for a foul. That's his first of the game.
Taking a moment to wipe a wet spot on the floor. Safety first, certainly. So QC still up by 5, 43 to 38. After the lead was cut down to 1. The beginning part of this third. QC coming off that loss nga against San Juan. Trying to get back on their winning ways.
And again, even if they lost that game against San Juan, I truly think that they were really impressive in that game. Just not enough manpower to be able to hold off San Juan, who just had too many weapons, especially Eligado and Golapa in the paint.
But at least in this particular game, yung kanilang mga new recruits, reinforcements in Serrano and Hukom has been playing excellent. This is Serrano. Now the Tumalim. Goles looking inside. A pull will be called against Potente. That's a tough cover para dito kay Chard.
I think it's going to be a tough cover for anyone in the Manila lineup, as having this kind of option in the paint could be a safety valve of sorts for Quezon City when they need points. They haven't gone exclusively to Serrano in the paint, but they've gotten a lot of positives out of it.
Strong on the short stab para kay Datumalim. They do get another chance. Muyuela that sits inside. Datumalim once more. That time, hitting the turnaround.
A difficult shot for Datumalim, but you like how Rans Muyuela passed up a three as he saw the closeout, the maturity to still find a teammate.
Another foul off the basketball will be whistled, this time against Emil Atienza of Manila. So they will have to take a second look. There was any extracurricular activity.
Well, if you base that on the earlier call on Luwalhati, this could potentially be upgraded, although not really the full swing that Luwalhati did earlier. Now, if you're Manila, have to be aware that you're still pretty much in this ball game. Cannot afford to lose your cool.
And if go naman ng Quezon City dito, this is kind of yung momentum that you don't mind getting stalled for either team, given that you're up by 7.
And also another thing for
review, there's an offensive foul on number 77.
just calling an offensive foul on Atienza. But nevertheless, if you're Quezon City, whenever you're playing to win, even with all the physicality, that any team that's trying to win will not react to those, and just make sure that you win the game on the scoreboard where it's more important.
Yung mental aspect din, no? This game. Especially now that you're in the lead, if you go Quezon City, talagang gusto mong i-avoid. Muyuela finds himself open. Can get it trickle in. Rebound secured by Abratike.
Even if he didn't make that shot, that was a shot that he had to take because he was wide open, and you want to force the opponents to have to close out to you in the perimeter.
Vidanes stepping back for 3. Short. So 3 balls still. Won't fall para dito sa City Ballers after hitting 4 in the first half. Now 4 out of 17. Muyuela overshoots. Datumalim. Pick out. Zip it inside. Serrano. Off the feed from Hugo.
The 2 new players for Quezon City hooking up. Great find by Hukom to Serrano.
5:40 remaining sa ating third quarter. Back to a 9-point advantage para sa QC. Manila has 6 to shoot. Vidanes looking inside. Ball stolen by Goles. Will reset. They go to Datumalim. Great fade to Serrano. Ano naman yung reaction ni Datumalim noon? He knew.
He didn't need to look, as he knew that he was able to set up that pass properly for Serrano.
QC establishing their biggest lead so far in this ball game at 11, 49-38, halfway through our third. Nash still cold here para sa Manila.
Manila's missed their last 12 attempts from the three-point area.
Another no look, this time Hukom to Serrano.
Everybody seems to be enjoying playing with Serrano as they have set him up for the last few plays.
Lead up to 13. For an answer. That time, a basket, badly needed. Parang Rainiel Abratike. Serrano once more.
If I'm not mistaken, this is an 8-0 personal run for Edson Serrano.
After being quiet dun sa ating first half points-wise, now racking up the points. Talking about Edson Serrano. I believe already has 11. This time off the dribble, but blocked by Abratike. Nice steal. Coming from Goles, they go to Serrano. Now that to Malim, returning the favor.
Really, Quezon City playing very unselfish, very willing to share the basketball. Even the big guy, Serrano, also racking up some assists already with 4 in the game.
For a big, 4 assists na yan. Malaking bagay. Vitanes. So can find the range here. As Manila, now 4 of 20 from beyond the arc.
That's 14 misses. As you see those great passes, no-look passes, knowing where your teammate is. Serrano now all of a sudden with 11 points in the game.
As we no-look pass it on to Renoa Sanchez for a report.
Lord Jaden Natumalim of Quezon City 8-8 Alpha Giant is not happy with his performance last game dahil nagkaroon daw siya ng sakit for the past few days due to food poisoning. Pero ngayon daw ay mabuti na ang nararamdaman nito at kahit after finals exam ay dumediretso na agad ito sa training because there is no time to waste for the team dahil need nila ng 2 straight wins to have a standing in the playoffs. Jaime, Coach Noy?
Thank you, Renoa. So iba rin yung battle that Jaden Natumalim is facing and trying to put QC back on the winning column nga.
And what you like about that report is right after the exam, he goes straight to practice. So again,
Hindi baligtad, no?
hindi baliktad. You always prioritize being a student over an athlete. It's not athlete-student, it's student-athlete.
Or athlete, right? In my case, student.
Why not?
It's a miss from the free throw line from Pineda. Is that type of free throw parang common dito sa Quezon City? We saw it from Datumalim and both feet pa nga yung kay Datumalim inside the free throw area. Dito kay Pineda, it's just 1 foot. I wonder if they talk about that particular free throw routine with each other.
Although if Datumali might need to rethink it as he is shooting 0 out of 4 from the free throw area.
Good aggressive attack there, resulting to 2 charities. This is Hernandez on the line for 2. Scoreless so far is Hernandez. He could be that player in the absence of Luwalhati nga, who has been thrown out of the ball game, unfortunately, para sa City Ballers.
And right now, if you're Manila, where will your offense come from? The threes are no longer falling. They've missed their last 14 attempts. So you're going to need a plan B. Who's going to be able to... Are you going to go to the paint? Are you going to just continue driving inside? And just have to make sure that you find something on the offensive end.
Pascual off on that J. Spineda will be fouled off that offensive rebound. Will be called against Hernandez. 3 now on Hernandez. So right place, right time was Pineda.
And the miss from Migs Pascual, who is also one of the new players for Quezon City, seeing his first minutes of action here in the D-League.
Very important to really get those reps in for these new players dahil majority of the players already kind of have that feel on what the Junior MPBL D-League is all about.
And we're more than halfway through with the elimination schedule. So this is game number 6 for Quezon City. And, the ability to improve their standing, very important.
Trying to save it was Hernandez. Able to secure that rebound, but losing his balance. QC will inbound from the baseline. Only 14 to shoot. Knockout play. That time, Pineda making sure.
Well, before Edson Serrano was on the lineup, Pineda was Serrano for Quezon City, being one of the few options in the paint.
Move brought to us by Pound for Pound Fitness. Be Liga ready. And I like how you pointed out that Martin Pineda was the Serrano before Edson came aboard dito para sa Alpha Giants. And despite being undersized, I would say dito sa ating 21 under, not really playing like it. No? Talagang he still knows how to manufacture his way inside.
Well, what you like also for Pineda, he's very versatile, especially on the offensive end of things. He can shoot the occasional three if you leave him open. So you're giving your team a lot of options on offense.
Still no field goal, but we'll change that. Is Valenzuela to put the lead down to 18, 61 to 43. Only the 9th point para dito sa Manila here in the third quarter. Pineda finds a lane, blocked at top. Great timing shown there by Hernandez.
You know, whenever you have a big man operating from the perimeter, that gives a chance for the quicker guys to actually recover, and Hernandez able to chase that one down.
Go inside to Pineda once more. Couldn't finish. Bola mapupunta kay Despi and he will be fouled.
You know, having guys like Serrano and Hukom as some reinforcements for Quezon City has allowed these guys, Pineda and Despi, you know, you don't need to start the ball game and produce right away. You can find your game because those two are very reliable even if they're new for the team. So kumbaga parang bonus points as opposed to being the main source of points for Quezon City, yung production ni Pineda and ni Despi.
Now you have that luxury, no? If you go tong Alpha Giants versus yung umpisa pa lang, parang kakayod ka na kaagad.
You do also get more depth in your roster as your former starters now get to play coming off the bench.
38 seconds left. Attacking the rim. Getting another two is Hernandez.
They're really looking for something to work, but you cannot allow easy baskets on the other end.
Despi getting his 7th point of the ball game. Shot clock is off. Almost a turnover. Hernandez on the floor. They are able to get it across. A hand check foul will be called against Soto. It's the 3rd team foul para sa Quezon City.
I think that's also working for Quezon City, that they can put pressure on the basketball with fresh legs, even late in the third quarter.
Corner 3. Serrano will knock it down. Finally, a 3-pointer falling here para sa Manila.
Well, Serrano has been a forgotten man.
Pascual will miss on that half-court heave to end the third quarter. Nevertheless, Quezon City with a commanding lead. To look at some highlights here sa ating third quarter. Several assists, the highlight kind para sa Alpha Giants. Was Hukom to Serrano a couple of times. Na Tumalim and Serrano connecting as well. And Pineda joining the scoring party. 25-point output para sa Quezon City kontra sa 14 for Manila as they enjoy the 16-point advantage heading to our final 10 minutes. On to the last 10 minutes of action mula pa rin dito sa Tanduay Gym in Manila. I'm Mendihar, joined by Coach Noy Africa with Rinoa Sanchez in our courtside. Bring your reaction live on your Facebook and YouTube feeds para sa ating continuing coverage of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. So Manila Down by 16. Do they have one final run in them? Now short-handed without Luwalhati on the lineup after that third quarter unsportsmanlike foul, penalty 2. This one kid, sabi mo, na parang nakakalimutan na para sa Manila as Atienza tries from outside. Way off. Loose ball foul will be called against Serrano.
Well, I like the third quarter highlights for Quezon City. When you have highlights in a quarter, at least 2 or 3 of those were actually assists. That just shows how unselfish Quezon City has been, and that's why it has been so much easier for them, especially starting the second quarter, as they managed to play more as a team than Manila.
Respi, strong to the paint. Overshoots. Go to Serrano. Outside shot. This time, Nash will get the three-pointer to go. This is the time na magising ulit yung three-point shooting nitong Manila.
And I think at this stage, you put the ball in the hands of Kyle Serrano and let him create and decide on the offensive end, because he is an offensive threat, and that's why and he also keeps his eyes on the string looking for open teammates.
Makatangay. Able to answer on the other end to bring the lead back to 16, 66 to 50. It's another bucket. This time, it's Chris Senas. So, better offensive output para dito sa Manila to begin the fourth quarter. As you see, Nash able to get that steal was Pascual. Despi, no look. They pull it back, but Santos will try. Off the glass, no go. Despi loses it to Atienza. Trying to fight for it is Santos. As ball will stay with Quezon City. Great hustle there coming from Santos to regain possession.
You're seeing now Manila playing with more energy as you see that basket over the outside arms of Patino.
Alpha Giants will call for this Nature Spring timeout, our provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos. So 7:58 remaining sa ating fourth quarter. It's Quezon City 66, Manila 53 in this first game of a triple header brought to you by Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League on a Friday. Rizal and Marikina waiting on the wings. Makatangay momentarily escapes, gets hit on the head. Gotta give credit that his headband wasn't dislodged in that instance.
Also, despite that foul for Manila, you could see that their sense of urgency right now with the way they are playing. They're still down by 13, but this is a very manageable lead.
Short on the first.
And again, when you're going up against a team that likes to shoot those threes, no lead is safe because anyone can really just catch fire at any point in time.
This is a 14-point lead. Still a long way to go, sabi mo, 7:47 remaining. In our final canto, some pressure on the backcourt being applied here by the Alpha Giants. They get it out to Serrano. Outside Atienza. Short stab. Too strong. Sorry, miss there para sa Manila.
Actually, a good look there. Just miss on that shot is Abratike.
Santos goes to Serrano. Again sa Abratike. The back down is defender. Patient move. As a technical foul is going to be called against Abratike. Trying to draw that charge against Serrano.
Actually, the first infraction was also, I think that was Luwalhati trying to contain Serrano.
So that's his second infraction of faking a foul. So the basket did count, I believe. So this will be a technical free throw. Not quite sure if the earlier basket actually will be counted. So it will go back Manila's way. It's a pseudo end one in a way. But instead of a personal foul, it was a technical foul.
So that's why even on the miss by Serrano, that is a dead ball. So Manila still down by 16, 7 minutes remaining, still a lot of time.
.703 remaining sa ating fourth quarter. Baseline inbound here para sa Manila. Go to Serrano. Going to make a move, kick out. Serrano once again. Two-man game, working to perfection, but would have been a three-point play. But still, better execution dito para sa City Ballers.
Serrano has been making great decisions with the basketball on the drive, finding a teammate. 2 free throws for Jim Hernandez.
We talk about itong si Kyle Serrano at the beginning of this ball game, Coach Noy, the leading scorer here para sa Manila, close to 15 points a contest. Pero yun nga, they haven't really gone to him for a majority of this contest. And parang ngayon pa lang natin ulit nababanggit yung kanyang pangalan dito sa second half.
Well, he did have a little trouble with fouls as he already has 3 personal fouls, but they definitely need him on the court right now.
15-point deficit pa rin ang tinitingnan dito ng Manila. This is De Leon. Picks up his dribble, but able to get it to Serrano. To a cutting Santos. He will be called for a traveling violation.
Good on-ball defense there by Hernandez, forcing the pickup and the travel.
Lead pass to Serrano. Now they go to Nash. Kick out. Hernandez. Forces it up, but a foul will be called against Hukom. So 2 free throws coming up para kay Hernandez.
Hernandez very lucky to get bailed out with that foul call on Hukom. He's trying to force his way inside, and that's not going to work normally. So he's very lucky to actually get a foul and free throws for himself.
If you are Manila, yes, it might have been a forced shot, but you kind of try to get any opportunity to get some points, given their struggles, especially here in the second half.
And from the free throw line, Manila 12 out of 18.
Couple of misses though para kay Hernandez. Rebound battle. Would be quick to come up with it. He goes to De Leon. Toss court. Extra pass. Santos for 3. Knocks it down. So Santos. Of the great ball rotation para sa Alpha Giants. Will up the lead to 18 points. 72 to 54. All day to shoot para kay Santos. And converts his 5th point of the contest. So we have another Nature Spring timeout. It's now an 18-point lead para sa Quezon City 8-8 Alpha Giants. against the Manila City Ballers. Health forum with Doc Atoy. I'm not on the side of Manila now. After a better showing in the beginning of our quarter, Coach Noy, yung panlalamig, binisita na naman itong Manila.
And also, Serrano and the Hukom have actually checked back in for Quezon City. So, yung window was slightly open for Manila to make a run, but having Serrano and Hukom back on the floor for some stability as Hukom turns the ball over.
Nice steal there from De Leon. A 3-on-1 on the other end. Serrano once more.
Nothing fancy about the play of Edson Serrano, but he is an automatic bucket that deep in the paint.
And the other Serrano naman para dito sa Manila will be able to get 2 free throws. Double black eye para dito kay Joshua De Leon. Holding on to his lip after that contact. And siya pa nga ang mapipituhan.
And a great job from our cameraman, cushioning that fall while protecting the camera and continuing to do its job.
Professional na
Professional
professional.
talaga eh. Parang si Philip lang yun eh. Habang kumakain, nagtatrabaho pa din.
Couple of conversions and they come up with a steal. Approaching the halfway mark sa ating fourth quarter. Jumper, won't fall. Tapikan, makuha muli ng Manila. Serrano thinking 3, puts one up. Short. Serrano looking ahead. Hukom, no look to Kwe. He will be fouled. I believe it's Matias with a personal.
See right there, Hukom still looking to involve his teammates, already with 5 assists in the game. So I think aside from the additional offensive firepower that Hukom and Serrano has brought to the table for Quezon City, combining for 26 points, they've also combined for 9 assists for their team, and just being able to integrate 2 new players, pretty much plug and play, and not only provide them the points but also be able to involve their teammates. Parang yung teammates pa nilang dinagdag sa kanila as opposed to they were just brought into the lineup and be set up by their teammates.
Quite a debut. But alam naman natin minsan kapag nag-perform ka, and obviously Quezon City will have to be facing under team in their playoff run, mas matututukan ka na ngayon. That's another adjustment for these 2 players.
So I guess the adjustment will be a lot less because they're very willing to share the basketball as opposed to just look for their points.
Turnover para sa City Ballers. De Leon able to recover, blocked. Takbo tayo sa kabila. This is Serrano, a 3-on-1. Snash, able to get the foul and the bucket against Keon Santos.
It was actually well run on the 3-on-1. Looked like a fast break drill for Manila, but just didn't get that many opportunities here in the game. Only their first 2 fast break points of the game.
Of course, that foul counter move brought to us by Pound for Pound Fitness. Be Liga Ready. We did point out during our first half breakdown, Coach Noy, that fast break points was the weapon of choice nitong Manila. And since they didn't really have that height advantage against Quezon City, they had to rely on their speed. Pero dito nga sa second half, those opportunities didn't come too often.
Even if Manila wasn't scoring in transition, as we see a 3-pointer coming from Muyuela, everybody now starting to play for Quezon City.
It's a very much dangerous squad, the Alpha Giants, heading into the playoffs. Kung sino man ang kanilang makakaharap as Muyuela hits on his second 3-pointer. Another Nature Spring timeout, this time by the City Ballers. Still 3:32 remaining in this contest. 80-61. Abante pa rin ang Alpha Giants. And despite Manila kind of knocking at the door, able to trim it down to, I believe, as low as 14. Quezon City has been able to find a response, keeping the City Ballers at bay. Moment of hesitation as the Ballers turn it over. Three-pointer from Huko. Short, they go to the Tumalim. Patented shot, gets another one.
And that Tumalim really with a revenge game, now with 14 points. And I think he is one of the beneficiaries of having his new teammates, as he has been allowed to really impose his will on the offensive end.
Noah Sanchez did report that earlier na may gusto ngang bawiin itong si Datumalim in that off night that he had in the game against San Juan.
Although we were talking a lot about Edson Serrano, Matthew Hucom has also had a rousing debut here. 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists.
The steadiness that Hucom really brings dito sa Alpha Giant squad. So safe to say that Serrano and Hucom, talagang sabi mo, parang sila pa yung naging core nitong Quezon City team in the debut that they've shown today. Mayuela to Kating Pascual gets that basket to go. This is the third player that Rinoa did report earlier. And while he hasn't had quite the performance compared to Edison and Matthew, certainly a weapon na pwede ring magising at any time for the Alpha Giants.
And, you know, he's had very limited minutes so far for Quezon City, but come the playoffs, you're going to need each and every weapon at your disposal.
Nash able to hit on that step back three. Last 2 minutes dito sa ating Tanduay Gym in Manila, brought to us by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
After making 4 threes in the first quarter, only 3 since for Manila, and that's why their offense just seemed to sputter from the second quarter onwards.
Pag doon ka talaga nagre-rely din, Noy, no? And because we saw that they can really keep a team in terms of production in that first quarter, led by 7 the end of the first 10 minutes, but immediately when that shooting was contained by the Alpha Giants, only 10 points in the second, 14 in the third, kung saan talagang doon na bumitaw itong Quezon City.
That's right, and also, yun nga, he said earlier, starting hot from the outside, 4 out of 6. They went 3 out of 19 since.
And certainly losing Luwalhati in that third quarter. One less shooter para dito sa Manila. There's a minute and 18 left in this ball game, as Manila will be experiencing their 4th straight loss dito sa ating Junior MPBL D-League. And what a bounce back naman para dito sa Alpha Giants, Coach Noy, after that defeat. And the undefeated team of San Juan, sabi nga natin, despite having that loss, maganda ang kanilang pinakita, and they carried it over dito sa laban nila against Manila.
Well, the thing with Quezon City, they come in with a game plan. It's just a matter of how well they execute it. And if they can execute it for the full 40 minutes, like in that game against San Juan, they were competitive for 3 quarters, but eventually lost gas in the 4th. Well, for the side of Manila, all is not lost. You may have lost 4 straight games, but pretty much all teams will be seeded into the playoffs. So it's really just a matter of getting a favorable matchup. And well, right now, it's very obvious what the game plan will be for Manila moving forward. They do not have the big guys to be able to provide those points inside the paint. So for as long as they stay hot from the outside, be able to push that ball in transition, which Quezon City pretty much took away from the second quarter onwards, it's going to be very difficult for Manila to rack up those wins. So if you're going to commit to that style of play, you're going to have to be very efficient at that.
Lead down to 13, 86 to 73. Just 27 seconds remaining here in this ball game. Just the first of 3 games ngayong Biyernes sa ating Junior MPBL D-League. Marikina and Rizal will be following this matchup. And ang ating panapos would be Pasig kontra Palawan. Nash still trying, playing inspired basketball nga. Itong si Henderson Nash. Woo! It's a nice bit of action to end this contest. And despite that miss, some oohs and ahs dito sa ating Tanduay gym.
Almost couldn't believe what I just saw. I didn't think he had enough elevation to go for that one, but
Like I said, it was exciting nonetheless. yung attempt lang eh.
I mean, if I could, create a highlight for this game, I'd add that one. But nevertheless, for Manila, even if they end up losing this one, still very impressive numbers from the usual guys. Nash will finish with 18 points. Dualhati, despite only playing pretty much just one half, had 14. Serrano with 11. So it's really just a matter of finding other guys to help those 3.
Matias will end this ball game with a 3-pointer. But despite the final score line, it was pretty much all Quezon City beginning the second quarter onwards, as they will secure their 4th victory dito sa ating Junior MPBL D-League. Samantala, Manila will end the elimination round with only 1 victory. So final score would be 86 to 79. Alpha Giants securing this victory, and yung kanilang bagong recruits making excellent debuts. Coming right up, it will be the Rizal Switch Fiber kontra the Marikina Junior Shoe Masters. Stay tuned for our post-game interviews. In the meantime, magbabalik po ang inyong Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin, isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes,